So the thing is, growing up in England, being born here, so I don't know people back in the day that the life was so different. So like three or four families used to live in one house. So there
Yeah,
was us lot, four brothers. My mum and dad we used to stay in one house, and
yeah,
my dad used to work day and night. My dad always worked, and he was like disabled one leg, but he still worked day and night. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He
yeah,
just worked hard. That's the way we are brought up and stuff. So the thing is,
yeah,
for me seeing that, so my dad always said that. Look, I want my mum said to my mum that I want
yeah,
my kids to know our roots. So in at home, we only could speak Pashto. We couldn't speak English. My
yeah.
mum and
Okay,
dad didn't let us speak English at home. We used to
yeah,
speak Pashto, our language. That's why my Pashto is so good, and I can speak Urdu as well. So the thing
bro.
is, it's like because I went to school over there in Pakistan. So when I
Yeah,
was when I was six, I went to Pakistan for 4 years. In
okay.
that 4 years, the first month I got attacked by a wolf as well. A wolf
Oh
came
my
into the
day,
house and
wow.
yeah. So I had to like have 50 injections. Think about a boy growing up here,
Yeah,
going over
yeah.
there, then you have to have 50 injections in your stomach. But
My
the thing
gosh.
is, the life was so good over there. Like my mum always, like my mum was always hard working, always looked after us.
Yeah,
My dad used to come back and forward, work day and night, then come back and forward and look after us. So Alhamdulillah, we had everything. I mean, we weren't rich, but we weren't poor. We had our family, we had everything else around us. So then we come back for 2 years to England, spent 2 years here. And
yeah.
then when we went back in that time, my dad come to see us, then burglars come to our house and shot my dad. He was alive for a month, then he passed away. So we lost my dad when I was about 9. Then my mum
Okay,
brought us up by herself, so a
yeah,
single mum. And the thing is, in that time, you realize how important a father figure is in a person's life, because a father
right,
figure always teaches you what to do, what not to do. And as everyone know, a father
yeah.
is only the person in your life that wants his son to do better than him. No other man
Absolutely.
in your life will ever want that for you. Only your father would want that for
Yeah,
you. That he wants you to do better than him, because what mistakes he made, he don't want you to want to make that mistake. So every time, remember that. Every time when your
yeah,
father's
yeah,
giving you that advice, always remember that. So we spent a few years there. To come back here. When I come back here, I couldn't really speak English properly because I spent so much time in Pakistan. So I had to kind of start off again
yeah,
and start working in McDonald's, going to college and everything else. And then I got into security. Then what I
yeah,
mean. Then that's just the past bodybuilding and everything else. Then
yeah.
alhamdulillah, I just built myself that way. So that's
Alhamdulillah.
good.
Sirtaj, what I want to do is I want to ask you. I want to take a couple of steps back. So, what was it? How did you navigate growing up as a teenager, bro? Like in terms of forming your identity and when you was going through this thing, because it's like what you said, two different cultures from Pakistan to the UK. And like who did you reach out to, bro, for help? Like how did you just ground yourself back then,
The
bro?
thing is, alhamdulillah, I had few good people in my life. I mean, like I told you, my uncle passed away last week. He was one of the
Okay.
good people that you could go advice, and you always meet these people that will look after you and give you that advice and that. You know what I mean? Like you will meet people
Yeah,
like in anywhere. Like you can have uncles or that people your friends and that, or close family will always tell you. But the thing is, like I'm telling a lot of people, without father figure, you're really lost. You know what I mean? You
yeah,
don't know which direction to go because your father, that father in your life, that father figure in your life, it really teaches you where to go. And the thing is, without that,
mm,
you have to learn everything yourself. When you make mistakes, you have to learn
mm,
everything yourself. But when you have that father figure, you don't really make that mistakes because your father made them mistakes. So the thing
yeah,
is, we had to go through a lot. Me and my brothers went through a lot. I mean, my mum looked after us, gave us everything, and she seriously, my mum is one of the best women that I know in my life. And that, what I mean, she's
alhamdulillah.
hard working,
Yeah,
she's religious, she's everything and that.
yeah,
But the thing is, she doesn't know the outside life. You know what I mean? The thing is, what people don't understand, what man goes through, a woman
yeah.
don't go through the same thing. You know what I mean? So the thing is, we have to
Bro,
go through the same, like the things and that.
can you give me some examples of the type of things that when you say a man goes through? Can you highlight some things, bro? Like,
Like the thing is
yeah.
like especially like getting into a relationship, marriage, and things.
Ah,
Like you don't have
yeah,
anything like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Money, how like money savings, what to do with your money. I mean, in that time, I used to just like mess about and everything else, but
Yeah.
because I thought everyone else was doing, I thought that was the right thing to do. You know what I mean? But like, you know, all them things that like you go through the manlyhood and that, you know what I mean? So is how to walk, how to talk and everything else. Like, you have to learn that yourself and that, you know what I mean? So finding jobs, everything, and that, you know what I mean? And the thing is, like, when you don't have the earner at home, like we had to start young. So we had to, when I come back when I was about 15, 16, I straight away had to go into work, like, you know, work and give that money to my mum to support all of my brothers. We all did, and that, you know what I mean? So the thing is, we didn't really see that, you know, the kids now see that freedom they get when they, you know what I mean, they can go out, do things, and then when they're 16 go out with their friends to go out meals. We didn't do that. We had to work, you know what I mean? So the thing is, we didn't have a normal life. But the way I look at it, if I didn't go through them things, I wouldn't be the man I am today. So I had to go through those things, and that was Allah's plans and that for me to be the person that I've become. You know what I mean? So that's the whole thing, you know. So.
Bro, see. Okay. So when you started your first job, what was that like? Because no one, even when you start a job, it's like that's another culture in itself, bro. The working environment, blending with the people, and then just understanding the politics that goes on. Like, how did you figure that one out, bro?
Well, the thing is, my brothers used to work in McDonald's, so I got a job there. I couldn't speak properly, so I was really shy when I used to speak. Like, even eating my food, I used to like go. So the thing is like, you know what I mean? I was really shy. I couldn't speak properly and stuff. So slowly, I was getting a bit confident and stuff and that. But I think you know, that feeling was when people come from back home, come here. I think I feel the same thing because they have to restart. When we go over there, that's how we feel over there. You know, what I mean? We can't feel our place in that. But you know, with that going through what I did back home, what I did here, is I can live in both countries. I can go over there. I can have a normal life because I speak the language, I understand what goes on over there. I can do the same thing here. So I'm part of both worlds now, you know what I mean? So that's the good thing about it. But when I come here, I couldn't really speak properly. It was really hard for me because, I mean, like before that, I could speak English properly. I could do everything. Then, you know, went to such a long time to Pakistan that we kind of forgot the English, you know what I mean? But it did take a few years, but I did come back and that, you know what I mean? So it was fine after that. But it was just a thing that you have to go through in it, you know what I mean?
And bro, how did you? So the next phase that I want to ask you about was how do you get into training? Like, tell me a bit about that. That your journey to training.
I always was into bodybuilding. You know, what I mean, back in the day, watching Sulaiman Khan and everything else.
Okay.
And I used to watch these cartoons called He-Man.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, the training was always there. Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of them. Like, you know, how the hell to look like him. So I always been to training, but I never walked into a gym. So my older brother said, "Oh, let's go to the gym." I went in there and I thought, "Oh, this is amazing!" Like, just like somewhere I belonged in that. You know what I mean? So I joined the gym, and you know what? I joined the gym and at that time we didn't know nothing. I was just like trained for 2 hours. Like, you know what I mean, just killing myself for that. So I didn't know nothing, and then that time was no YouTube or anything like that. All you did learn from people or someone, like, you know, reading from a magazine and that, you know what I mean? So that's how we did it. So back in the day we used to just train hard, eat where we could, you know what I mean? And that's the way we did it. And from that, then I start looking good because I was quite fat, you know, when I was young. So I lost my weight, then, you know, I start looking a bit good, then I start joining the security, start working in a shopping centre, then start going into door work. The thing is, every time I'll get a job because the way I looked and that, so it was just kind of good. But the thing is, my thing is like I knew how to talk to people, and that was my thing. That, like, you know, becoming a good security officer or doorman is not about the size, how you look, it's how you talk to people. So that's what kind of thing I had, and you know what I mean, with people. So it was really good.
Bro, that is interesting, bro. Can I ask you a bit about that? So, see, when you were saying to talk to people, can you give me some examples of what your communication was like? So, for instance, I'll let someone speak before I give them my input. Is communication more about listening, or is it about speaking, or is it about, you know, understanding where the person is?
I personally think it's the way you speak. So the thing is, if you have a situation, especially a person being drunk,
Okay.
Especially like his brain is not all there because he's been drinking and stuff. Is trying to make him understand that I'm here for you. So you put your hand and say, I'm here for you, I'm going to listen to you. And the thing is,
Wow.
trying to understand them, then the thing is, then you trying to understand them, they're trying to find a way to deal with that problem. So you're going to try to find a way. So like you have to be fair. So the thing is, a lot of people, what they do to take sides, you can't take sides with these kind of things. You have to listen and understand, and after that, do what you need to do. So that's what I used to do. So the thing is, because people saw my size, they're thinking, oh, this guy's going to be aggressive or anything like that. So I used to speak to him really calmly. Then he used to get shocked and thinking that, oh, you know what, like, let me have a conversation. So I used to have a chat with him and try to make him understand the amount of people are saved not getting arrested, because I say to him, don't kick off, because, you can get a criminal record for this. What are you going to do then? Because you're all excited now. When you cool down, you can't get a job. So with that, when you care about people,
Interesting.
they
Wow,
see that
bro.
about you. You know what I mean?
Bro, see, that's really interesting that you've said that, because what I'm gonna do now, bro, yeah, I want to ask you. So your security experience, how has that helped you in your marriage? Because that's also to do with communication, isn't it, bro? So when you're going through conflict, can you apply that mindset into a challenging situation with your partner, or is it, you know what, there's a different domain, it's a different tact, or how does that play out, bro?
I think in a relationship, in a marriage and that, or any relationship,
Yeah.
you need to listen, always listen and understand that, you know what I mean? So the thing is, like, a lot of women don't want you to solve a problem, they just want you to listen, you know what I mean? Like
Okay.
with men and that, we try to solve the problem out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But women don't want you to solve the problem, they just want you to listen to their problem and go, yeah, you know what, like, understand where you're coming from and all this, why you're feeling like this. Like with us, like, we can say, oh, I got this problem, then let's sort it out and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing is, that's a different thing. Us men want us to. So the thing is, women are totally different. But I think for marriage, you have to be available. Available means that, like, when your woman wants to talk to you, you're there to listen to her, trying to help her out, and you know what I mean, be available. Because a lot of us, we work, and when we come home, we're not available. We're there, but we're not available mentally. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, then, you know what I mean. The thing is, like, yeah, say you're working, but your wife is working as well, because your wife works and stop, you know what I mean? And you have to be fair about these things and that, because your wife is looking after your children, looking after your home, you know what I mean? And if some women are working, so she might be working as well, she'll be dealing with them problems and that, you know what I mean? So the thing is, she has to listen to you, and you have to listen to her, and that's how you make a relationship work. Like with me personally, if someone said to me that, what would you have, a woman who cooks and cleans for you, or a woman who listens to you? I always pick a woman who listens to me, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Who supports me, you know what I mean? A woman who cooks and cleans and that is no help to me if a woman who don't support me, you know what I mean? You need a woman who supports you in everything that you do. She's behind you to help you out. That's a big thing in a marriage, and you do the same for her. It doesn't go one way that she supports you and you don't support her, you know what I mean? That's the way it is.
Bro, see what you've said about she listens to you. Okay, so like, say for example, she listens to you. Are you okay? So when you listen to her, she just wants to be heard. Okay, but then what is it for you? So you want her to listen to you, but what do you want out of the conversation? Are you after a solution, or are you just after, like, you know what? I've got a lot of Go on.
The thing is, like, if you have a woman who wants the best for you, she will give you the best advice, okay? So the thing is, anytime, like, being on social media, you get problems and stuff and that. So business idea. So if I speak to my wife, I ask her that, what do you think I should do? She will give me the best advice because she knows me. And then I'll take her advice in, and I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? She might be right. Let me think to this, and I think about it and that. So the thing is, another thing is, when you come from work, if you had any problems at work and you want to speak to someone, the first person you should speak to is your wife, that she understands what you're going through. If you're going through a problem and you're staying quiet, she don't know what's going on and that, you know. It's all about communication. I think a marriage is about communication. You know, very, very important. Communication is very important stuff and that, because us men, we do keep things together, but sometimes it's good to speak about it and that, you know what I mean?
Bro, alright, so, let me ask you something about that, because that's interesting that you said that. Alright, so if you're gonna open up to your missus, and you want her to hear you out, what is the difference between this looking competent and incompetent? So, say for example, there's a lot of stuff that's going on with me. I've just opened up to my missus, but as a man, we also have this ego about us, like that we're on top of our game. We know what to do. That we're trying to figure it out, right? But how do you come across where that you want help, but you don't want to look incompetent at the same time? But is there a balance, bro, or is it just like how do I communicate that?
So the thing is, men do take a lot on their shoulders, and we do. That's the way.
Yeah.
But it's our job to protect and provide, and that. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But the thing is, the problem is like, you know, if you got a problem, like I'm just saying, at a workplace, and you're thinking, you know what? I asked my wife, my workplace is not going good. Something's happening in my work. I should ask for advice. What you think I should do? So you speak to her about them things and that. You know what I mean? So the thing is, if you're having financial problems and stuff like that, you don't want to know. But she's not going to know if you don't tell her. You know what I mean? And I did think like that sometimes. I was having problems with work and stuff, and I would speak to her, but I was quiet. I was down and quiet. She used to say to me, "What is going on with you? What is going on with you?" And trust me, when I spoke to her, and she said to me, all she said to me is said, "Saj, whatever you do, I'm behind you." You know what I mean? Them words meant everything to me.
Wow.
Wow. Them words mean everything to me. So when your woman goes to me, whatever you do, if you have to live in a tent, we live in a tent. I'm happy when I'm with you. That's it. Whatever it takes, because I know what you do for us is for the best. That's the thing. When your woman tells you that, bro, you know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean?
Bro, see what you just said there. Like, there was a couple of brothers that I was spoken to, and far and few brothers have that support with women. Because that's well, I wouldn't say, let's say that it's not a common thing, bro. It's actually not a common thing for a woman to say, "Look, I got your back." Do you know what I'm saying, bro? What would it take for a man to have that kind of woman behind her? Like, because there must have been.
I think, like, you know, it depends what kind of woman you marry and that. Like with me, like the thing is, for me is like my wife is English, isn't it? She's English and that. But the thing is, she's reverted to Islam and that. So the thing is, with her, she was never like a greedy person. She always like a giving person from the start, and that's why, like, that was the only woman I could see having children with. She was the only woman I could see having children. And when someone asked me, how should I, you know, if I want to marry a woman, what should I look for? They said, if you can see having kids with her, that's the right woman for you. Because that's a very important thing for a man to think. A man can't have kids with any woman that, you know what I mean, is going to run off or do anything or not support him or not going to be right mother. For us, is being a woman, being the right mother and a right wife, yeah? So if you can see having children with her, that's a big tick, you know what I mean? That's a big tick.
What? That is interesting, bro. Okay, so like, say for example, you've told me that you've got a son that's about 10 years old. One day that he's gonna get married, and how would you advise him as a father to, when he's pre-selecting, like to look out for certain things? Because, bro, also we're in a society where no one's teaching us these things. No one's teaching us how to pre-select, what to look out for, the red flags, the green flags. Like, what in your experience?
I think, brother, like, the main thing is, and this is what I'm saying now, sometimes you don't need to say a lot. Your children watch you, what you do. Your relationship is with your wife relationship with you, okay? So the thing is, where your kids, they look up to you and you're a happily married couple, they will want the same thing, okay? So they will look for the things that, you know, that your mum's got and that, you know what I mean? The way she is, the caring person, that, you know what I mean? And your daughter will look for things that dad has, you know what I mean, protective. You know what I mean? So the thing is, sometimes but my advice, and this is, we don't do this a lot, and everybody need to do this, okay? So the sons need to be respectful towards women, okay? And a woman, when a girl is looking for someone, if she sees a man who's respectful, and the thing is like a woman needs to have respect for herself. So we need to teach our daughters to have respect for themselves and that. You know what I mean? Them two things are very, very important. A man needs to respect women and a girl needs to respect herself. And when we teach that to our kids and that, it's a very, very important lesson, because when your daughter is looking for someone that
Yeah.
that she's been respected by, that be the right person for her. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So the thing is, and with the boy, when she
Yeah.
respects a woman and she's like she's respected, that's the
Yeah.
right girl for him and that. You know what I mean? But the thing is, with these things and that, your kids will look to you. You're the perfect example for them. So, as a
Ah.
father, as a mother, they will see you how you are with each other, and they would look for them same things and that. So, if I'm respectful towards my wife and I'm working all the time, providing all the time,
Yeah. Yeah.
they will say that, oh, you know what? My daughter will go, yeah, my husband needs to be on that level. If I'm going to find a man, he needs to be on that level. If your daughter, if your wife is like, looking after the family and everything else, and she does everything, your son will look for a woman that she needs to be on that level. You know what I mean? As your mum. So the thing is, these are the things that sometimes you don't really need to say. But if I was going to give advice to my son,
Yeah.
I'll
Bro.
say to him that, like, if you like a girl, you have to do everything properly. You have to say to her that my intention is to marry you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I wanna know you, but I want to get permission from your parents and that. You know what I mean? That do everything right, do everything Islamically, because the thing is, with our Muslim, well, our not Islam. Islam don't teach us this, but our culture is so restricted that, you know what I mean, that it kind of takes Islam away. Islam teaches you that if you like someone, do it in the right way. You know what I mean? You don't have to go through arrange it, but arrange it Islamically and that properly. So if the girl boy wants to talk, let them talk. They would let them know each other.
Yeah.
But with the parents' permission and that, you know what I mean? So then mistakes that happen by after marriage, it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Like with us, law, when you have arranged marriage, it's like opening a present. You don't know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the thing is, we can't go through things like that. So many families are destroyed because of that reason, and especially people getting married in families and that whole family destroys because of that reason, because they wanna keep other people happy, or the dad, because the dad is, or the mum and dad are doing it for their own thingy, not for the children and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our job is to
Yeah.
bring the children up and then then let them off to make their own decisions and their own mistakes and that. You know what I mean? And they have to go through that. You know what I mean? So the thing is, I think everything has to be done for the right thing. If you want a good life for your children, let them, choose someone that they want to be with, and you just advise them in the right way. You know what I mean? Not forcing them to do what you want them to do. So you
Bro,
have to take
that's
ourselves as parents out of it. You know?
it's crazy that you said that, because we're living in a time where things are just happening too fast. Decisions are made by impulse, and no one's really, not no one, I can't say no one, but majority of us are not thinking long term. Exactly what you said. So as soon as I meet someone, I have to think long term, not now like, oh, I like this person and that's who my judgment is going to be based upon, rather than think, you know what, is she the type of woman I want to raise my children? Is this the type of woman that I see that I can hold out a long-term relationship with? And that's the other question that I want to ask you, bro. Yeah, is before this podcast, we've touched base on the marriage and many other things, and you've told me that you've been married for about 13 years. What's kept that going, bro?
So the thing is it's nothing, bro. Like, the thing is, like, as a man, you have to be the perfect example. And like with my wife, when she saw me, she met me, she spoke to me, I was very respectful towards her. So as a Muslim, I was looking down, very respectful, talking to her. And she said to me, when she was a non-Muslim, she said to me, I've never met a man who was like you. You know what I mean? Being very respectful. I said, yeah, because that's my religion. So I want to know. Then that's how she learned about Islam. Then I about nikah. But the thing is, the main thing is, bro, with our marriage, we're like best friends and that, you know what I mean? You see us in our videos, we have a laugh, we have a joke, and we're like, we don't make decisions by ourselves. We always speak to each other about things that, you know what I mean? We don't keep no secrets from each other. And those are the things that I put her first before me, and she puts me before herself. And when you see things like that, you know what I mean, it's very important. She can see me, I try my best for my providing for my family and everything else, and I see her doing her best looking after the family. And like I say, a home is not a home without a woman, you know what I mean? A home without a woman is a house. So you need to be careful with these things when you bring a woman to the house, or you marry a man. That has to be the right things and that. And I'll say like, this is like my advice. If you want to marry someone, make them put like 6 months in there, knowing them and everything else, and after that, then marry them. Don't rush into these things and that. People say, oh, you know, they like the look of a person. They just suddenly fall in love like a Bollywood film and that. They don't want to get married straight away. No, take your time, because this is a lifetime relationship. This is not a joke and that, you know what I mean? People think it's a joke, and they see things on social media that couples are happy doing this and that. This is not real life, because in a marriage that everyone knows, you have good days, bad days. You get days that you might have no money, you might have nothing. But the thing is, the main thing that you have your relationship. Money will come, everything will come, but keep that relationship strong. Always keep that relationship strong, because that relationship is going to put you through that hard time. And the thing is, that's the main thing with us, that we've been through hard times. We like, you know, started for nothing. We had nothing when we got married. Alhamdulillah, we got everything now. You know what I mean? We got 2 kids that we got everything. Alhamdulillah, can't ask for more. You know what I mean? So that's the blessing of being together.
Bro, I was gonna say, see in terms of identity wise, what kind of man would you class yourself as? Like, do you know, before this podcast, we was touching base in terms of identity. Would you class yourself as an alpha male or masculine man, or like what category would you put yourself in? What does that look like to you, bro?
For me, to be honest, and this is what I say to a lot of people, a masculine man, a manly man is a person who takes care of his family. It doesn't matter, like he provides and protects them and that, That's a masculine alpha male for me. So the thing is, it's not like a person who sticks his chest out and thinks he's the toughest person in the world and that, you know what I mean? So the thing is, with things like this, that, like, you know, people need to know that a person who looks after their family, he's a real man. You know what I mean? A person who acts like a man, he's not a real man. You know what I mean? Because you can act like a man, but doesn't mean that when the test comes, when you have to look after your family and everything else. And a lot of men go off that, you know what I mean? A real man stays with his family, provides, protects. That's a real man for me, you know what I mean? So I mean, people can call me whatever they want, but I think I'm a man who looks after his family. That's who I am. And people say he's an alpha man or masculine man, whatever they want to say, but I'm a man who looks after his family and who always put his family first before anything else.
And bro, so like, okay, so you're a father to a 10-year-old boy and a 12-year-old daughter. What's that like? Because, you know, when is the advice you give to your son the same way that you give to your daughter? And what's the dynamic like? What are you more close to your son than you are to your daughter, or what does that look like, bro?
So the thing is, alhamdulillah, I'm blessed. I got like a girl and a boy, so they're totally different than that. So I do spend more time with the boy, because the thing is, we go Saturday, we go boxing together, we do things together. He spends a lot of time with me, but my daughter spends more time with the mum. So it's like a team thing and that. But alhamdulillah, both of my kids respect me. So when the mum says something a few times, I have to only say it once, then, you know, they listen to me. So that respect is always there. But alhamdulillah, we got a good relationship. I don't shout at them. I don't, you know what I mean, tell them off about things. When they do something wrong, I make them understand why this is wrong, why you're doing it wrong. You know what I mean? The thing is like sometimes, like back in the day when we were young, we used to get told off about things and we didn't know why we were getting told off about it. You know what I mean? So like with me, I do the same thing about Deen as well. So I want them to understand Islam, not to just do the actions and stuff and not understand it. So the thing is, this is like, I don't force my kids to do, like, you know, pray or anything. I advise them to pray and that, you know what I mean? And they do. But the thing is, I have to do it first. If I pray, if I do everything, they'll follow me the way I do things and that, you know what I mean? So that's what I do. But my relationship with my kids is amazing, you know what I mean? It's just like, I'll have a laugh with them, have a joke with them. But most of the time they're laughing at me, because sometimes I'm just like a silly bear and that, you know, just I get that. That's what dad's doing it, you know. Embarrassing the kids and that, you know. So.
But it's beautiful, bro. It's
but it's beautiful. When they have a problem, they come to me. Then they say to me, Dad, I got a problem with this, you know what I mean, or they speak to their mum. When I if they don't want to talk to me, they talk to their mum. Then their mum talk to me, then I speak to them, you know what I mean? Because the thing is, they have, like, a lot of children have that respect towards their dad and that, you know what I mean? And it's good to keep that respect and that, you know what I mean? So sometimes they feel a bit too shy to tell you, so That's what I think. They when they tell their mum, then their mum
Yeah.
tells me, then I speak to them about it. You know. But we're a good team. Me and my wife are a really, really good team, and that, you know what I mean. So it's all about teamwork and parenting, and that, you know. So it's good.
Bro, okay, so what does when you're going through those days when you're not feeling good or you're a bit aggy and you're not as composed, how do you take on that? Like, how do you navigate that day? You know, when bro, there's a time where I can be patient, and then there's times where I lose it. But when I mean lose it, I don't mean go all crazy and bonkers. I just like, I'm not as patient. I'm just a bit annoyed. I'm like, what does that look like? I mean, do you get annoyed, bro?
So the thing is, with my kids, I always like, if I'm annoyed, I always hold it, and because I don't want them to see that side. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is, we get some day that, you know, a lot of things are playing on our mind. But when I'm going through that time, my wife knows I'm going through it. She just leaves me to it. Let me. Because the thing is, we need that cave time. You know, caveman.
Yes. Yeah.
Cave, decide what we need to do, then we come out, we're fine. So when she knows that I'm having that cave time, she just leaves me to it. Let me sort my head out.
Yeah.
But the thing is, bro, like with me, I've suffered with depression, a lot of things that I've been through it, but always, alhamdulillah, my wife's been there, supporting me, being there, helping me, you know what I mean? So the thing is just her support, and when she went through it with the postnatal depression, I was there for her. So the thing is, when women have children that go through postnatal depression, I was there for her to support her as well. So the thing is, bro, like a marriage is a long-term friendship that, you know, like we care about our friends out there, but you know, you have to care about your wife, because first of all, she's your wife, she's your mother of your children. So them things that have to matter a lot. And the thing is, you're married to her, it's your responsibility to look after her. Not look after her financially, look after her mentally, you know what I mean? So mentally she's in good health as well, you know? So the thing is, all of them things we have to take responsibility of as men, and you know what I mean? So that's what we have to do.
Bro, you know, there's a lot of mental illnesses, mental problems in our society now. How do you take care of yourself mentally and physically, bro? Like, how do you keep yourself in check?
So with me, my thing is, I go gym, but I'm a gym really helps me out, and really makes sense. But when you do have them problems, and it does happen in our community quite a lot, and people are really quiet about it because they don't want to show the weak side of themselves, because they think they're weak. No, you're not weak. This is just kind of an illness, like a cold or flu that you get, that you have to go through. So mental illness is like that, but you have to go through it. But the thing is, don't ever give up. Keep on going, you know what I mean? Suddenly, like with depression, or like you're feeling down or anything like, it's like the worst thing, because when you go to sleep is there, when you wake up is there, it doesn't go away. So but the thing is that one day you just wake up, all of it is gone. But you have to go through that hard time to appreciate the good times, you know what I mean? And appreciate who's there for you, who's not there for you, you know what I mean? But the main thing is, when you go through them hard times, talk to people. If something's playing on your mind, talk to people. Find a way, you know what I mean? So this is the thing that we need to do, and like I say, just do some type of exercises. For me personally, walking in the morning really helped me out. So like, you know, every morning I have a routine now. So I wake up, cold shower, pray, I read my Quran and do my cardio, then I have like my breakfast, and I go to work, finish work, I go to the gym. So have a routine, always have a routine. Don't just lay in bed and do nothing. If you lay in bed, trust me, for depression, I think the worst thing is when you lay down. When you lay down for it, it will attack you even more. Keep your mind busy, always doing things, keep your mind busy. And seriously, because the thing is, if you stay in bed or you're doing stuff, depression is still there, it doesn't go away. It takes a certain time, then it will go away. But if you're not doing nothing, you're laying down or doing nothing and just thinking about what is going on, it's just going to make you feel worse and worse and worse. Just keep yourself busy.
Bro, I want to ask you from your own opinion, what you've seen in our society. What do you think that we need and what we lack, bro? What kind of problems do you see there personally?
So I personally think in our community, the worst thing is like a lot of people are going towards zina a lot.
Okay.
Halal marriages, halal marriage is very important. because the thing is, what it is like a lot of a lot of boys. You might have heard, "Oh, I want to marry a girl from back home," and that.
Of course.
But the thing is, if you marry a girl from back home, you're gonna have no connection with her. You know what I mean? You're gonna have no understanding. If you want to have a cook and cleaning, that's not a wife, bro. You know what I mean? You need to have an understanding with a wife. A wife is not just for cook and cleaning and that. You know what I mean? Or bringing your children up. Your wife is more than that. You know what I mean? So the thing is, what they do, they have that marriage, they come here, then they have a haram relationship because they can't do the things they want to do with their wife, with the girl. They start doing it with the girlfriend, going out and doing things. So why don't you find a wife that you can do them things with, go out, enjoy yourself, and you know what I mean, and be a wife. So the thing is, a lot of people, I think, a lot of youngsters are going towards haram relationships, zina and everything else. So we just need to turn them back and teach them that, like, find a girl that you like. And the thing is, marry her, do everything properly, Islamically, and just enjoy your life and keep yourself away from zina. What is the point destroying your life, afterlife, for a bit of enjoyment? Do everything right. You know what I mean? That's the way it is, and I'm the proof of it. You know what I mean? I am the proof of it because I've done it. I go out for meals with my wife. She's my best friend. I can have a conversation with her. We understand things. We can watch films together. You know what I mean? The connection is always there. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. So don't ever I just think I always advise the youngsters and that, don't do things that that your parents tell you that, you know what I mean? It's good to listen to your parents, but you have to understand our mindset now is different compared to our parents. You know what I mean?
Back then,
their decisions are totally different. But when it comes to marriage, make that own decision because that's your marriage. You're going to live with her. You're going to have kids with her. You know what I mean? And the thing is, you don't want to go to hell because of your marriage. You know what I mean? So these things. And after that, if you break that marriage, you marry a girl from back home that you don't like or anything like that, then you ruin the girl's life. You know what I mean? So these things that we need to be careful with that,
Bro, do you know, in saying that, check this, right? If there is a lot of breakups, divorces, what do you think is the common thing across the board that's happening? What's causing these divorces to be so high, bro? Because it's really high in our communities, bro.
It is high, but I personally think a lot of them are forced or arranged marriages. I personally think.
Okay.
I've heard a few stories and I've seen it myself. There's no thingy, but the parents do it because there's close family, or they're trying to keep their family happy. It's such a wrong reason to get your son or daughter married. You know what I mean? If you love your daughter, your son, you don't put them through that. Why would you want to put them through that? Then a lot of boys, if they're a lot of girls or the boys go off don't want to listen to the family disown them. You know what I mean? What for? Because your child right is to get married. That's their choice. Okay, that's where they ask him on nikah 3 times. Do you accept this marriage? Accept the marriage, you know what I mean? So the thing is, that's their decision. So let's give them that decision. Another thing is I think nowadays people see this. I would say social media marriages and that. They see couples on social media. Happy things, and they think, you know what? Every marriage is like this. Trust me, every marriage is not like that. A real marriage, that person will know that you have good days and bad days. If someone's showing you the good days, then the thing is they're not showing you the bad days. Is not a marriage. That's like a fairy tale. A life is not a fairy tale. You have days now. Anything can happen to you. Tomorrow you'll be sitting in your car, you can have a car crash, break an arm, a leg, you know what I mean? Or be disabled now, you know what I mean? So the thing is, life is not a fairy tale. So just stop looking at other people's marriages and try to compare it to your marriage. Work on your own marriage, put that energy in your own marriage, and that's how you make your marriage. And this is why a lot of people they see, oh, you know what, look at this couple on social media, they're doing these things and we're not doing anything. Oh, they're so happy. You know what I mean? No, they're just showing you that they go out for a meal and doing things, but they're not showing you what real marriage is inside the house. You know what I mean? This is the thing.
And bro, so okay, so what kind of things do you think that we need to? All right, inside the marriage, you spoke about working on communication skills. You spoke about partnerships. Are there any other things that we need to add into our toolbox when we're getting married?
Make an effort. Always make an effort. Doesn't matter how long you're married for. Always make an effort. Look after yourself. Keep yourself in good shape. You know what I mean? always be a person, like when people get married, they all look good and stuff and that, you know what I mean? Then they let themselves go. And this goes for the men and women, you know what I mean? Always look after yourself, put effort into it, make an effort with her, like, looking after her. If she looks nice, say, oh, you look really nice today. Don't think that you're married now that you don't have to make an effort no more, you know what I mean? And say the same thing to your husband, and if he does, gets a nice haircut, wears a nice outfit, oh, you look really nice. Because a compliment from your partner is like the light of your day, you know that?
Yeah.
So the thing is, when you come from work and your wife is looking nice, like she knows you're coming home and that, you know what I mean? So it's just like makes you appreciate that you had a hard work day, you come home and your wife is like, looking all nice and looking after her, so making an effort for you because she knows you're coming home. These things and that, and the same thing for you, that when you do go out for her, or when there's a day off, like today it was our day off, we're going out for breakfast, do things like that, spend that family time. Because another thing is, all of us are busy on our phones looking at things, and we're not even having conversations and stuff and that.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
So I personally think for a good family, if you've got kids, trying to take one day out off, have a nice family meal, no phones or nothing like that, have conversations, have more conversations with each other. That's what I say, like the main effort and conversations and that, you know what I mean?
Bro, you're quite a disciplined man because of what you're doing. Is your son that way as well? Does he see that from his dad and does he copy it, or what have you noticed about like?
I think my daughter is more my daughter is like me. My son is a bit chilled out. My wife is a bit chilled out now.
Okay.
But the thing is, like with things like this, will come in time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's only young. He's only 10. But like he's really smart. Alhamdulillah. He does like his own things and stuff. But what I say is, what you call it? My daughter is like me. She's like laser focused. When she's doing something, she's laser focused. Like me, when I'm getting ready for competition, when I say, look, I'm on prep from today. Everything changes. Everything changes. My cardio, my walking, my eating. I'm counting everything. You know what I mean? But that's the whole thing. I'm laser focused. Nothing comes in my way then. You know what I mean? So if I go out and do 10,000 steps, if I come from work, I still have to make them 10,000 steps up, and I'll do it. You know what I mean? This is the thing that mindset always had. But like, as I know, without hard work, you can't get anywhere in life.
No, you
hard
can't.
Work, I mean that you have to put that in your marriage. Anything that you do, you have to put that hard work in there. Nothing is just given to you. Okay? Nothing is given to you. Like as a bodybuilder, like me, for building muscle, I have to go to the gym every day, eat properly, train hard, rest properly. Then that's why I see the effect on that after when I do that. But anything that you do, if it's business, marriage, work, you have to put the time in, effort in. You know what I mean? The thing is, you have to put them things in that then you will see that it will start working. It just doesn't. Nothing is given to you. That's the way I see everything.
Bro, that actually, so it actually comes across like there is no secret. It's just putting in that effort, isn't it? It's just
my wife, when I got married to my wife, she didn't know how to cook. She didn't know how to work. But the thing is, because she loved me, cared for me, and everything else, she learned them things because she knew that we're gonna have a family one day. We're gonna, you know what I mean? So, and the same thing, with me, I didn't know how to be a father. I didn't know how to be a husband. So I learned all them things and that because I want to be with her and look after her. So all them things and that, if you do care about each other, you will learn it, you will do it, you will do whatever it takes. You know what I mean? But that love has to be there. That's the main thing. The love has to be there.
Bro, that is really interesting that you've said there, because look, so depending on what intention I'm coming into the relationship with, so I give you an example. I want to be the best husband that I can, so my intention is to the wellness of my partner, and if she's coming in with that makes it nice. But sometimes it could be based on just the fantasy of the marriage and the package and the way it looks and that, bro. Yeah, but that's so true. Oh my gosh, that actually hit home to me just now, bro. It's like it's all about the intention that you're coming in. Will give you the outcome of how your marriage is gonna pan out. Like,
the thing is that like you be able to see if the effort is coming from one side and not the other. So, but the thing is, all I say, if you find a perfect woman, that she'll put the effort in and you'll put the effort in, and trust me, both of your effort will just blossom and make a house, nice home. And that's the way you have to look at it, you know what I mean? But the thing is like, knowing what you want in life and that. For me personally, I always wanted to be a good father. That's all I wanted, because I lost my father at a young age. So to be a good father and a good husband, that was always my thing that I always wanted. I didn't want nothing. I didn't want to be a doctor or anything like that. I just wanted to be a good father and a good husband. And, you know, I put my time in it and everything else. Hopefully I am. Hopefully my kids, you know, when I do pass away, they say good things about me. But all I have to do is try my best and give it my best, you know?
Bro, that's profound, because that's rare as well, because not every man says, you know what, that I want to become the best father that I can. Like, in terms of start from, have the intention before you even get into a marriage, bro. Because it's like, what happened to you whilst you was growing up that shaped you? It's like, because I had an experience with my dad and I realised the value of being a father, that's what I want to do. Naturally, I'm going to feel like that, bro, isn't it?
The thing is, like, with me, my father was an amazing person, you know what I mean? Like, I can't say that. He was just kids with kids. He was adult with adult. He knew how to talk. Even he was disabled one leg and he lost sight in one eye. He still used to do 2 or 3 jobs to provide for us. So for me, that is a real alpha male. You know what I mean? That is a real alpha male. Alpha male is not like a person who shouts and screams and tells everyone, "Hey, I'm an alpha male." Alpha male is that person who does whatever it takes to look after their family. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes to look after everyone else and that, you know what I mean? And he puts himself through so much to look after all the family and stuff and that. So,
bro, let me challenge that. Okay, so you got a lot of men out there. They do exactly that. They put everything out there, and then they get destroyed. Like, where's the balance? Because is it because they've forgotten themselves and they just give and give and give, and all of a sudden, like years go by and they like forget in terms of developing themselves. Like, it's that concept. Sometimes you've got to be selfish to give more, if that makes any sense.
I mean that, like, you look after your family and you just leave yourself out.
Yeah.
The thing is, you have to put your family first. I'm just saying, if a situation comes that someone's attacking your kids and your wife, what do? You go in front of it, don't you?
Yeah.
You say that, take my life first, and you know what I mean? So the thing is, that's the way you should always be. That's the way we should be as men, should be. When we provide and protect mean that. You protect your family. You provide for them. You know what I mean? So the thing is, you always do that. That's the way I look at things and that. You know what I mean? So whatever it takes. Doesn't mean I let myself go. I won't let myself go. I still go training, look after myself. But that's like, you know what I mean, make an effort. I've talked about that. But all I say that, like, you know, the thing is, your responsibility, when you have children and your wife, that's your responsibility as a man now. Your responsibility is to look after them. Okay? So whatever it takes and that. Now, like before, if you were single by yourself, you only looked after yourself. Now you've got responsibility. Okay? Now you have to take care of your responsibility. And what does a real man does? Take care of his responsibility. You know what I mean? So that's what you do. And the thing is, if it doesn't work out, that's fine. You can't be crying about it and say
no, definitely.
Out, you know what I mean? You just have to move on and do your own thing again, you know? So the thing is, nothing's perfect, nothing's guaranteed, as you know. Life is not guaranteed.
100%, 100%.
So you can't, you know, when anything goes wrong, it will hit us, but we have to get back up. We've got no time to lay down. We have to get back up and move forward, and that's what we want to do, you know?
Bro, how do you manage and juggle all of these things? Look, you're a father, you're a trainer, you're a husband, like, and work, and then you got your own goals, and then you got your own personal world. So like, there's external conversations with your relationships that you're having with your wife, your children, and co-workers, and what have you. And then you got another one inside your head. Like, how do you manage all of that, bro?
So the thing is, like, you know, work-wise and that, when you do work and that, you have to work. But the thing is, for me, like, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I go to bed at like 11:30. That's my whole day. And that whole day I make time for my wife, my kids, my work, my training, everything else. So when I have time to relax, I relax, but that's what you have to do. You have to timetable everything and that, you know what I mean? You have to fit everything in. But when people say it's not possible, of course it's not possible. If I can do it, you can do it. You know what I mean? So the thing is, you have to take time out for everything else. You take time out for your family. You take time out for yourself. You take time out for work. So you fit everything in there. But like I say to a lot of people that, when we are with our friends, we play a character that we are with our friends. When we're at work, we play a character we are at work. But only time you're yourself is at home. That's yourself. That is your real self. You don't act to be someone else. You don't, you know what I mean? So the thing is, you're home. Like for me, the best time is to chill out. Is just being at home with my kids. My kids are doing their own thing and I can hear them. You know what I mean? It's just, for me, it's more relaxing. I don't like going anywhere without my kids. You know what I mean? When I go on holidays, I'm with my kids. When I go out, I'm with my kids and my family and my wife and that. But for me, my main time is, my relaxing time is at home, and my kids are at home and that,
Bro, something stood out about you to me. Everything that you've said, and I thought, oh my gosh, you're actually quite an intentional guy. And what I mean by intentional is like, it's you try to look things long term. Like, so see how you train, all the structures you got in place to optimize your physique, optimize your mindset, optimize your relation. It's because you've got an intention that, rather than me just going through the momentum of having a family and not having an intention to improve. And even when I have that intention to improve, bro, it changes the whole dynamics. It changes how my outlook in life, my actions, and even the future. It's like the same principle that you've applied in training is with intent. The intention is to get a result at the end. So, all right, so I'm going to do that in my relationship. I'm going to do that with my children. I'm going to do that in my life. Like that structure that you just spoken about, bro. It's like, I'll get up in the morning, I'll pray my namaz, I'll train, I'll eat, It's like, that's the one thing that stood out. Well, there's many things that stood out, but that you being intentional has just that message through this podcast has just stood out for me again and again. Oh my gosh, this guy's intentional. Because, bro, a lot of us can get caught up in a rat race, can get caught up in just going through the momentum, getting caught up in our thoughts, getting caught up just trying to sort things out. But when you're intentional, you're able to really analyze and think what's going on and slow things down and get better outcomes, bro. That's profound, bro. That's absolutely profound.
Like with me, my training has helped me religiously because the mind control. Because the thing is, when you're dieting, you can't have bad food or anything like that. So I use that same method with sins and that. You know what I mean? So anything you feel like doing, you can turn away from it because you built that strong mind. But with me, I'm always, alhamdulillah, I'm always in a positive mindset, and I always had a positive mindset because the thing is, I think of like, Allah has a better plan for you. So I always have that belief in that. So if anything happens, I always have that positive mind. And I try to see the positive in things, and you know what I mean. And that really, really helps me with a lot of stuff. But with everything that you do, you have to think of long term. You can't think of short term. You need to have patience, and patience in a marriage, in life is very, very important. That that you can't see things that happening overnight. You have to take time.
See, you're a long-term thinker, and you an intentional man is patient. How do you develop that patience, bro?
I don't know, bro. I always had it. Like so, I don't know. I mean, I had it as maybe working the doors and that. It's gave me a lot of patience and that. Working with drunk people, but I've always been patient about things and that. And to be honest, like in situations like family situations, stuff like that, like people speak to me about it, and I'm always honest and straightforward and that. I don't take no sides and trying to be like if my family member's done something wrong, I say to him, look, you shouldn't have done that. You should have done this way. You've done something wrong. But anyway, it's happened now. What can we do with it to deal with it now? You know what I mean? But I'm not going to be that person tell him, oh, you know what, you've done great, even if you've done something wrong, because it's my responsibility to call him out with it. So I've always been like that patient person with things. I always like to listen to things. I always like to know what is going on in someone's mind and now what's going on in their head if they're doing certain things and that, you know what I mean? It's always good to know because then you understand the person much more better. I'm just saying, if someone flipped at me and they're angry and I want to know what happened? Why was he angry? Then someone tells me, oh, he had a death in the family. Then I'll understand it more, and I won't hold it against him. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, my wife is upset, has said something to me, and she's angry and upset, and I don't say nothing bad, but I want to know why she's angry, what's going on. Then I find out that something's happened at work, or when a family member said something to her. Then I understand it. When she said that something to me, I'm not upset about it anymore, because I know she wasn't in a good place. You know what I mean? So this is the thing that, like, you know, it's good to know certain situations, certain mindsets, to understand the thing, because sometimes when someone says anything to us, we get angry about without knowing why is this person acting in this way. You know what I mean? Because when you understand the person, you don't hold things. I'm just saying, if you were upset and you were angry and you said something to me in anger, and I'm like shocked, and I've never done anything to you, then I find out that, you know, you lost your job or something like that, then, you know what I mean, then I won't get upset about what you said to me, because I'm thinking, you know what, this guy's going through a hard time, so that's why he flipped at me. You know what I mean? So this is the thing that we need to understand. I used to use that method at door work as well. So when someone used to be angry, kicking off and stuff like that, then I used to find out, they broke up with their girlfriend or something like that. You know what I mean? So I used to have a conversation with him, make him feel like, you know what I mean, feel sure, get him a taxi, take him, like the taxi to take him home, make sure he doesn't get in more trouble. So with things like that, then it goes a long way. Some of the people that were young back in the day, because I've done doors for over 20 years, they see me now with their kids and stuff, and they tell the kids, oh, that's the doorman who looked after me. You know what I mean? They remember it. So the thing is, like, you wanna treat people the way you wanna get treated, and that goes with marriage or anything else that you do. Treat your friends that you wanna get treated. Treat your wife the way you wanna get treated. You know what I mean? You know, any situation that you are in, if you're working in such a situation, like you're serving people, you know, treat them the way you want to get treated. If you go to a restaurant, you know what I mean? So always helps that mindset. Always helps you out.
Bro, you know, you kind of indirectly answered my next question that I was going to ask you, because it comes across like that you've developed a trained eye to watch out for these certain cues, people, and just acknowledge where they're at. So if you know where they're at, you can deal with them a lot more effectively. You see what I'm saying, bro? Yeah, and that's something that I can't even say. For example, I can't actually advise doing that to anyone. It's like something that you have to go through, to grow through, and like it's like a hands-on thing, isn't it? There's not like no textbook thing that okay, this is what you got to do. You got to look at it this way, this. But it's not even like that, bro. It's like you've picked up these things along the way, innit, bro? Like for real life, experiences.
Maybe it's because like, you know, I had to go through different lifestyle in my life and that, because losing my dad and stuff. So maybe it was because of that, but I just don't know, like, because I just think that it is this. I think some people can do it, some can't, because even in the shopping centre, when it used to be kicking off, someone who used to get aggressive, they used to call me to it, Sirtaj, go to that, deal with that.
Yeah.
And when I used to go down there, everything used to calm down. Everything used to calm down. I used to calm everyone down. I said, for two security guard and customer were having an argument. Security guard, go away. Let me speak to him. I was call the customer, come here. I said, what's going on, mate? So I used to talk to him, not like as a security guard, I used to talk to him as a person. And then appreciate it. I said, what's going on, mate? Oh, this has happened, that's happened. I said, all right, let's sort it out. What can we do for you? Then the guy used to go, whoa, like he's not taking his security guard's side, he's talking to me, you know what I mean? So the thing is, they used to like appreciate that, because the thing is, sometimes, you know, when it comes to the ego things, you have to leave your ego outside when you deal with situations like this. Even in a marriage, you can't have ego. With your kids, you can't have ego. You have to leave your ego outside, because ego is just, you know what I mean? It's just...
That's hard, bro. That is like hard. Wow. Very, very hard,
If you want a good marriage, if you want your children to grow right, you
Yeah.
leave your ego in that, you know what I mean? That's a very important thing, that, you know, because a lot of us have an ego.
Yeah.
You know, it can destroy your homes and that, you know what I mean? It can destroy everything.
Bro, see the thing about an ego, that's like, would you say that never stops? Working on that, it never stops, or is it something that you could just like stop completely and that's it?
No. But the thing is, look, we all have that devil in it on our shoulder.
Yeah.
but you have to control it. Like sometimes even like when people see me on like they know me from my social media or anything like that.
Yeah.
They go to me, "Oh, you're well known, you're famous now," and I hate that word when people say to me, "You're famous," because I'm not. I'm just a normal guy who works properly, but I just speak my mind and trying to put a good vibe out there.
Yeah, bro.
That's what I do. But the thing is, sometimes if I see someone staring at me and said hello and didn't have time to say hello to him, I'm thinking about it, and I just don't want that person to like feel like I left him out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I just don't like doing that to people. I don't like. But the thing is, sometimes all of us have an ego, and like when we have a certain amount of followers, we think we're this big person. Or something. I don't like to do that, because one thing that we have to remember, like with social media, with the followers, or with money, you can have it today, you can't have it tomorrow. Okay?
Yes.
The only thing that people are going to remember is your character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Always have a good character.
Okay, bro.
Don't matter where you are, always have a good character. Come across really humble, kind, and be respectful. That's the way I see it. Yeah.
Bro, if there was one thing that you could say to the viewers, what would that one piece of advice be in terms of two areas? One in a marriage, or about and as a father.
Marriage, I'll say, find the right partner. Make sure you take your time to find out everything about them. This goes for the boys and girls. Don't rush into marriages. When you rush into things, it never works out really well. Sometimes it might do, but not all the time. So be careful. Like, you don't rush into anything in life. Why do you want to rush into marriage? Take your time. The thing is, this is a whole lifetime thing, and be patient with these type of things. As a father, I would say the best advice is the best thing in your life when you become a father, because the thing is nothing more blessing than being a father. Because when you see your kids growing up happy, smiling, and being, they have everything that you didn't have, they appreciate everything. When they call you father, they love you, hug you. There's nothing better than that in life. So don't treat being a father as a blessing. You know what I mean? So because Allah's gifted you with such amazing thing. There's people out there that have kids, so just always appreciate it and be a good example. Be a good example to your kids as well, because the first person that watches you, and they learn from you. They learn from their parents. So always do things at home. If you're don't have arguments with your partner at home, because they will see that type of thing. And if you're going to talk about something, maybe don't do it in front of them, do it beside them. Make sure they don't see that. But always show them the beauty of a marriage and a good relationship, because when they grow up, they would exactly want what you have in that. That's what I say.
Bro, there was something that you just said about being a father is a blessing. That's something that I've not come across, bro, because a father's always been seen as a responsibility rather than a blessing. You see what I'm saying, bro? And when you put it like that, that changes everything, because it is a blessing. You're right, bro.
Bro, when the weird thing is, when I hold my daughter, sorry, it's making me feel a bit emotional.
No, go for it, bro. Go for it, man.
The thing is, it was like the first time I held my daughter when she was born. The best blessing that you see when the child comes into this world. When I hold my daughter first time, just my whole world changed. You know what I mean? I just thought that I need to look after this little girl now. She's my responsibility. And the thing is, you forget about yourself. Before having your kids, you always think about, what clothes should I get? You know what I mean? What should I do? And you forget about them. When you have children, you think about them first, then yourself. You think about your family first, then you think about yourself. That you want your kids to wear the best clothes and look nice, then you know what I mean? You want your kids to have eat the best food, you know what I mean? Live in a good environment and everything else than you. You rather live in, sleep on the floor, but if they're sleeping in bed, you're happy with it.
You
know what I mean? That we need to remember. But the blessing is with children and that if you teach them something good, then they would teach their kids, then the kids would teach their kids and that. So all that, the blessings that, you get to you because you taught them that, you know what I mean? So the thing is, these are the things that we need to remember. But fatherhood is a blessing. We always should see it as a blessing.
That's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful.
But the thing is, you see the people who have no kids in that, bro. Like, you know, they would do anything to have children. You know what I mean? They would do anything. So the thing is, it is not a responsibility; it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Enjoy that blessing, and that. You know what I mean?